what time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, he's back from the dead. Your show. Putting it on the map, yeah. Saskatoon. Right next to New York. New York. Yeah, what show, yeah. Your show. What time is it? Your show. Yeah, time to talk some shit, yeah. Your show.
You've tuned in, yeah?
Yeah, fun Maggie. Bark, bark, wolf, wolf, move on to treat, yeah. Keep listening.
Hitting her Friday spots. That's what it is all about. Welcome to the almost weekend, and welcome to your show. As far as we know, still the only live show from 4 to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday on YouTube, and we are so damn proud to be able to say that, and we are so damn grateful and thankful for you to be stopping by and saying hello. It means a lot. We also make up categories and say we're number one in said categories, including today, where we could say we are the number one show on YouTube that just recorded 3 more episodes of One Bad Podcast. Look at that, right on cue, which will be, I guess, posted the second this show is done, and however long it takes for yours truly here to get in there and put it into the editorial stuff that we do and put stuff on it, and then we put it out to you. So be on the lookout for that as another new episode of One Bad Podcast set to drop right after this show. We also always kick off the show with the greatest cam in the history of all kind. Not just man, woman, any other kinds, all kinds. That cam is the Maggie cam. Check this out. Look at this. Look at this beautiful, beautiful puppy. Oh, look, she may be foretelling as well here as she looks at that incredible kick that Robo Kicker put up way, way back in '89 for the Riders when they won a Grey Cup. We'll get a little bit more into the Rider prognosticating here very soon. Right now, we got to give some love out to our good buddies over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer, Mike and Rochelle, along with Leroy, who Maggie just so happens to be dating. Always there to give you the greatest quality in the history of pet stores, period. All right, and if you go after hours or over the weekend, you'll see Kirsten, Shar, or Chris. And then you will also get that service, because that's what they do around there, over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer. I'm sure they might have some discounts on Halloween costumes and or toys for you to go check out. So be sure to head on over on your way home as you roll into the weekend and say hi to our friends over at Pet Planet on 8th Street. Now Maggie starts the timer. She says only 57 more minutes till supper time. That's very exciting. Ooh, I got the alarm going off again. The last 2 days it's been for birthdays. Again, shout out to my main man, Vern, best in the biz. Love you, buddy. Birthday on the 30th. Uncle Grandma, star of Uncle Grandma's Story Time, comes out every Sunday night at 7 p.m. He's in Nashville right now celebrating his birthday. Probably super hungover. But the Oilers got him a win at the hockey game he was at last night. So to Uncle Grandma, I hope that birthday is going fantastic. This one was to introduce an idea. I just ran by LB, and it sounds like it's going to be a really good one. So we're going to finesse that one out and hopefully debut it next Friday, which will be very good. You'll notice we tore down a little bit from the super spooky set we had set up for yesterday's Spooktacular. A lot of fun. We still got the cool little overlays going on. We're still doing our thing. So we'll slowly ease out of the Spooktacular, but there's a lot of fun, cool stuff that we got going. Look at this. Got a witch in the back there just hanging out. It's kind of spooky. Apparently it hasn't done anything since it was bought, and yesterday it got set off somehow. So may or may not be haunted. We'll see how that goes. I teased it earlier, as there is a football game going on this weekend. If only we had somebody who would get us set for it. I wonder what that would look like. Should I do like the Wayne's World? Boo, boo, boo. Is that how you do it? Boo. All right, switch it. Well, the West Final is set, and we got an expert here to tell us all about it. You know him as the co-host of The Viewing Room, as well as the face that built the place and many, many other things. I like to add an international man of mystery due to his being able to jump out of a plane he's flying himself into the water, scuba dive to a canoe that he also built himself, and get himself to safety. His name is LB. How you doing, buddy?
I am pretty good.
Wow. Very anticlimactic after that big old intro I gave you. But
Yeah,
that's
right.
fine.
Well,
That's because your
I mean,
brain is trying to
that's
work
better
out.
than normally when I use the Brando. I am physically present in this room at this time, or whatever it is.
It's a great response that we
Yeah.
also really appreciate around here.
Yeah.
So the big game, there's not much to say about this as it gets going tomorrow, 4:30, I
4:30
believe.
in Regina against BC. It's the semifinal. We'll see what happens.
Win and you go to the Western Final. Lose and you're done for the year. I did
Yeah.
see that they will try to finally unleash the two-headed monster
Yes,
of
this is-
Armstead and Ouellette. You pumped about this?
Yes, this is what I have been waiting for since we brought Rock
Yes, you
Armstead,
have.
is to see the two of them. I think that's because, that's the biggest thing with a running back is by the second half they're gassed. Generally if it's a good running back and you're playing a good run offense, and so to have the two of them and be able to either run both of them at the same time, have one blocking and one running, or just swap them out every player, every possession.
Yeah.
I think we'll see some really great rushing yards, especially since BC is not the best rushing defense. They're about middle of the pack. I think fifth maybe in rushing defense.
You know what I just realized? Every single team in this league is top 10 in every stat.
I never even thought about that.
I was going to break down, wait a minute, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah,
they're
no.
better than top 10, top 9.
Yeah, the
They're
top
top nine
nine.
in the
Yeah,
league.
right.
Oh. How about this? Sorry, that was so facetious of me. I apologize. How about something I always love and from the NFL game, lining up at the shotgun and having either side.
Two running backs. Yeah, right. You
Doing
got
this.
so many
It
options.
opens it up. That's right.
You
we
got
can
so many
see some
options,
Very
and
exciting
so, yeah.
offensive play here. Defense-wise, how are we feeling? I know this is going to lead into what we really want to talk about here, but how are we feeling about the defense going to this?
Good. I mean, we'll have Anthony Lanier back. So, I mean, other than that, the defense is pretty much unchanged. I mean, from last week, we're going to have Milligan and a couple of our other starters back. So, yeah, it's going to be good.
You said the name.
I said the name.
You said the name. Dude, what the hell is going on with this league? Every time I want to, I'm trying so hard to love her again. I'm trying to get back into
They
that
make it
relationship.
difficult.
They do.
I don't understand where these nominations came from. For most outstanding player from the West, we have Brady Oliveira, and from the East, we have Bo Levi Mitchell. So you have a running back that is, I mean, he's good, but like his stats are not outstanding this year. Yep. And you got a quarterback that, sure, he had a good personal season, but his team didn't even make the playoffs. And I know it's all about personal stuff, right? It's most outstanding player. But like, I think the team status should play into that, especially when you're the quarterback. I mean, if you're, like a lineman or something, right? Yeah. That's a little more of an individual position, right? Like you can play outstanding as a single lineman, but still be last in the overall standings. Mm-hmm. But if you are a quarterback and your team doesn't even make the playoffs, you are not in the running for most outstanding player. I'm sorry, but
unless it's the CFL.
No.
Man,
like Roland Milligan, like he's breaking records. He's top of the league in multiple of these categories. Well, I mean, he's a candidate for Defensive Player of the Year, so that's good. But I'm sorry, to me, he is MLP or should be the nominate over Brady Oliveira.
Not just should be, has been for pretty much the entire year. Like think about, I guess not the entire year. After about his fourth or fifth interception in the same amount of games type of situation, when we started talking like this guy could be the one that changed the game.
Consistent.
Yeah.
It's consistency, and that's a part of being an outstanding player is the consistency.
See, and this is why I've heard some cries from fans of the CFL saying, just call it the most outstanding offensive player then. Just do that.
Right?
Because this is so dumb. If you want to use sort of a analogy for this, the NCAA has a award called the Heisman Trophy.
Mm-hmm,
which goes to the best football player in college football.
Yeah.
That's how they say it. It also slowly became the best quarterback in NCAA, but there was one standout, one guy who had so good of a year that they couldn't say no. That man was Charles Woodson with the Michigan Wolverines. He became my favorite football player of all time as a Wolverines fan. Then when he came to the league, Hall of Famer now, the dude did it all, but he did the offensive thing as well as the defensive thing, so they'd line him up on both sides.
Yep.
And his defensive numbers got him the award, but that offensive stuff helped him. Now, what he did compared to what Milligan did this year, It's very similar if you look at the stats.
Yeah.
So there is a way for the CFL to say, well, there is a road for us to get this guy to this position. They just hate the idea of anyone else but a big name.
Yeah.
A big
Yeah.
offensive player name. And it's
Yeah.
this league, the CFL constantly punches itself in the wiener all the time. And I don't understand why.
Yeah.
It's a chance to do something great. I'm spitting now.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. I want somebody to explain it to me, like what the criteria is, because maybe we're just not understanding the
That might be it.
criteria.
That's a great point,
You know, like obviously we're missing something because, or I don't know, maybe it is just they don't like.
Just don't get it.
They don't. I don't know. But I mean, so overall, Saskatchewan did pretty well in the awards nominations. I think we had Roland Milligan for defensive. We had Logan Furland for offensive lineman, and Corey Mace was nominated for head coach.
That's pretty good.
So yeah, I mean, like overall, we're doing quite well in terms of the nominations. We'll see how it happens. But
Okay, when do these awards come out? I know that's a tough question.
they're
You
Grey
never know.
Cup, part of the Grey Cup
Grey Cup week?
ceremony.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. So we will find out then. For now, we got the big game, and man, everything's pointing to a big Rider win here. And
You know, and
how
the,
this goes.
the last time that the Riders faced the Lions in the semifinals was 2013,
Oh boy,
which was the last time we were in the Grey
Remember that
Cup,
one, yeah.
and that's the one we won. So,
here we go.
You
You know,
know?
I used to wonder why all of these moments always have something to compare it to.
Yeah.
Then I realized there's only 9 teams, so of course
Yeah.
it wasn't that long
Right.
ago. Like
Right.
and that's the problem I have, because I understand the NFL and the CFL totally different. They're both football leagues, but they're totally different things. Don't ever compare them. And still in my head, I try to, just because that's how it's always sort of been. And I have to realize, no, it's a totally different thing. So
yeah.
I
don't know,
love that
it's-
top
it's-
9 defense, top 9 offense out there.
Yeah, it's you know, I feel like you said, it's the signs, because like I was driving to, I don't remember where I was driving, somewhere the other day, and on my, I had my playlist on, whatever, and "Long Live the Night" by the Reclaws came on, right, and that doesn't seem very significant, but on the Green Zone postgame show,
Love the green zone.
Bob, the caller Bob, anytime the Riders win, he calls in and requests that song, and he only does it when the Riders win. So that has, on the Green Zone, kind of become the
rally cry.
unofficial
Yeah.
Rider victory song. And so when that came on, I was thinking about, what I'm going to say about the game and whatnot. I'm thinking about the game, and then that came on, and I'm like, it's a sign. All the signs are pointing towards it. So I feel like we've got a pretty good shot.
One more for you, real quick. Attendance-wise, you think they're going to sell out?
No.
No sellout, hey?
I don't think so.
Home playoff game. Go Riders, go! You know him from the viewing room. He is the LB, the face that built the place and everything else, international man of mystery. Thank you so much, brother. And I look very forward to Monday when we can recap this big Rider win.
Yes, sir.
There you go. The Riders looking to, it makes me so sad when I think about it, that you've been in a 9-team league for how long? How many Grey Cups have they been to? 4. How long has the Grey Cup been around? 111 years. So in 111 attempts, you've won 4. That's rough, dude. Like, I don't even, like, that's legit depressing. I get why Rider Nation is so hungry for a Grey Cup victory. And it's weird to think about that. I've been around for, I guess, a couple of those. 89 and 2013? Is there one in between there? 08 maybe? Something like that? I don't know. Doesn't matter. What the heck were they doing for like 40 years before that? Yeah, of course. That's what I would say. I was a different club too if I was the Riders. Go Riders, go. 4:30 kickoff. Going to be a lot of fun as we're hanging out on the Friday edition of your show. Welcome to it. Watch this, LB. I got you. We're going to make everyone happy here as Network Ryan's in the house, hanging out, doing some stuff. He says, don't forget to tell people to do stuff, and I can do that. Check us out. If you really enjoy hanging out with us each and every day here, Monday to Friday, 4 to 5 p.m., or if you really enjoy those weekly shows that we put out, like Slice by Slice with Asher, a great pizza review show. We're filming another one next week, a new one, as we play 3 old ones after a new one. So we're going to get the Asher cam ready to go up top here. It's a lot of fun. Or if, say, you enjoy The Viewing Room, new episode every Tuesday, or Pulse Power with Aiden every Monday, or you have an organization like our friends over at Cosmo, as I'm going to do some recordings for the big Spirit of Cosmo breakfast going on November 20th. Be sure to check that out. It's going to be a really, really awesome day, as it always is, with our friends over at Cosmopolitan Industries. If you're looking to make the world a better place, help us help you, all right? Head on over to this amazing website. Look at this. I even make up jingles sometimes. DufferinAv.com. It's the place where friends become better friends. DufferinAv.com. We like it and you will too. I was going to say depends at the end, but then I started thinking of Grampers and it went south. So point is, hit us up at DufferinAv.com. Help us promote your organizations, promote your businesses. Help us get those shows that have been sitting in the back of your head and you're like, I got a great idea for this show. I just don't know how to go about doing it. We can help you. It's literally what we do. No one's here to get rich. We're all just here to get comfortable and to make the world a better place. One more time. Look at this. I just love this. DufferinAv.com. I can do so many cool things with this. See, LB made it's not really a mistake. Not a mistake, but he made it so we have a little more control up front here, and he's going to make it a little bit funner, if you will, with all the different options we have. So thank you again, Tim, for that. Oh, maybe you want to email us. Check that out. contact@DufferinAv.com. And now if we really have a party, we can go like this, eh? Oh, but you have to turn them off. Computers, man. The worst. Must be almost the weekend. Normally on Fridays, we have our round table featuring the Past Our Bedtime podcast hosts, being Hardcore and Brooksy, but they were in for the spooktacular yesterday. We usually also have our man, Uncle Brando, but he's a little bit under the weather today. I'm assuming it's probably something to do with a real fun night going on for the CCO boys last night. I'm just putting two and two together here. So he will be back next week, but he's taking the day off. But we will now check in with the other half of the viewing room. You just saw LB. Let's see who that other guy is. Let's figure that out right now. The co-host from the viewing room. You also know him as the sexy guy who hangs out in the tooth booth over here. Shout out to Dr. Hausman and Associates, the big tooth on 2nd Ave. 4 cavities. I got done after I got my checkup to say I had 4 cavities. Boom, boom. We had a couple minutes, tossed her in there, and you'll be happy to know no freezing.
Yeah.
Horrifying experience, but totally worth it to just get it done and not have to go back.
You took it like a champ from what I heard.
It was crazy. He actually even gave me some props. And I love saying take it like a champ because I was doing this the whole time. As he was drilling it, and you could smell the enamel being torn away from his drill, and like it's a horrible thing. So if you can get through that,
way too deep.
then you're good. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. I'm sorry, my mouth hurts just after you said that, but like
Dentists.
I don't know. I'm scared of the dentist. Like truthfully,
Everyone is. Nobody likes
like
the
fear.
dentist.
You talked about that. My hands are literally sweaty right now.
Yep.
But I would have been there. I would have like held your hand for you or something, or given you like a spatula to bite down on or something.
I
but,
appreciate that, brother.
that wouldn't have helped actually. Now that I think about it, but
You know, we all chirp the dentist a lot. I never thought in a million years I could go to a dentist's office, sit down, be told you have 4 cavities, and instead of worrying about that for the next 3 months, when you go back, just have it done right there.
Yeah.
So cool. So shout out again to Dr. Funkhauser for that one.
Yeah.
You look great. You look like
Thank
you were up. You look like you were up in a plane, bro. Were you high recently?
I was so high. In fact, I was about 4,500 feet high.
I was going to say we probably have an exact number,
Yeah.
which is very exciting.
Yeah,
So
it
tell
was
me
a
a little
good
bit
time.
what's going on. Your co-host from the viewing room, a great LB, he is producing in the studio or in the tooth booth right now.
Yes.
He decided to take you up for a rip, eh?
Yeah, I forget it was a Cessna, right? No, it was a Piper Cherokee 180.
How
which
dare you call it a Cessna?
Sorry,
What's wrong with
my
you, bro?
my bad.
Guy, hey?
Sorry, he took me up in a plane, and we flew around for about an hour and a half or so.
I
and
love that. I love that so much.
Yeah, it was a time, and
Did you do any barrel rolls?
not yet. I think Adam has a bit more figuring out to do. I think he said I don't want to practice on my friends yet.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a solo flight thing, and then
Doesn't
we'll
want
kind
to
of
dump you out. I get
yeah,
it.
we'll lean into that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, I think the whole experience was fantastic. Like overall, it was a great learning experience, and it was just a joy to be up with one of my best mates, flying in a plane. You know what I mean? Like it's first of all, it's an incredible amount of trust that goes into it.
Yeah.
Because already your life is in someone else's hand.
You hear him laughing over there?
And
Yeah.
and And then it's such a special feeling to be up there. Like you're sitting in the front, you're having a fantastic view, and you're with one of like your favorite people.
Your Pookie.
And my Pookie. And you're just having a great time. And first of all, there were some problems.
Didn't know this.
And I'll tell anyone, and I told Ryan earlier today, but if you saw how Adam parked his car, you would never, ever, ever want to fly a plane with him, ever. And I said that to him when I got in my car because I was sitting in my car and he pulls up and he misses his turn somehow.
Yeah.
And he has to like reverse and go back in like twice. And every single time he hits the curb.
Of course.
And he hits the curb like 3 or 4 times. Dude. Then he finally goes like a vrr and pulls in, hits the curb, parks, gets out. And he's like, yeah, you ready for this? And I'm like, dude, after watching how you just parked your car, I don't, all the confidence I had in your abilities to get us there and back safely are out the window.
See, and the only thing I'm thinking is, well, it's a car. It's not a plane. What do you care?
Well,
if he did that while, taxiing to the runway, then sure, I'll give it to you. But nah,
I don't know. Something about the experience to me is like, we allow 16-year-olds to drive cars, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And,
not airplanes.
Actually, I don't know. Can you get your pilot's license at 16? Can you get your permit? Yeah, that's fair.
There it is.
You have to be 17 to get your license. Yeah, that's insane. But anyways, if in my opinion, it's a whole different. Yeah, and obviously it's a completely different concept.
Well, yeah, it's
right.
flying.
You're flying a plane. There's 100 other different things. You have to calculate your route before you go up, right?
Absolutely.
I throw on Google Maps and I get in my car. And I just go, right?
Yeah.
But no, Adam calculates the weight and trajectory and all those wind speed things and terminology I don't understand. But like, yeah, it's a whole other ball game. And I don't understand any of it, so I can't speak to it. But
I'm very excited to see some of this footage that you guys got to basically prove. We have a big saying around here. It's always prove it. And I believe we can do that. Is that true?
Yeah,
we have some video take us through. Okay.
Yeah, we have some videos. So we're going to start off here looking at the hangar.
Hangar 18.
Because I got a nice little video of the hangar coming through. So let's play that.
Okay, well, there it is. Ooh, here we go.
Yeah.
So now, who's driving here? Is this driving or are you just getting pulled out?
We're just about to push the plane out to the hangar. That's our plane right there.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah, and then that's
you get to drive that one?
No, that's a nice little 57 in the back there. But
okay.
Yeah, the video doesn't do it justice though, because it's just a massive hangar, and you really just don't understand how big that plane is. Like what? How many people fit in that one of those things? Like 300? Yeah.
Well, so it's not even seats.
Between 200 and 300, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Human beings don't normally get to access hangars. Hey, that's why it's so. You're right. You can't explain it unless you're in there. It's basically I'd like to compare it to like basically practice fields for football teams. Like not maybe in the CFL, but in the NFL, they have those big, giant indoor practice facilities.
Yeah, that's
sort of. It's just so overwhelming when you're in there. It's like crazy.
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah. And then the next video we have, I think, is takeoff. I'm assuming. So this is Adam takeoff.
We have sound. Little kids. Oh my God, we're doing.
So we're sitting in the front.
Speeding up right now.
Yeah, we're sitting picking up.
Turning it up. There it goes.
I was really self-conscious here because I'm almost 6'2", right? So my knees are practically touching the dash, and I was worried that I was going to kill us on accident by like bumping something with my legs. But
see, yeah, this is the craziest part that I learned when I did this little adventure of taking off is you're steering with your feet. Hey, everyone always thinks you're steering with your hands, but you're only pulling up with your hands. You're steering with your foot pedals. And that really threw me off, and I almost crashed when I went up. It was funny. I did this one, then all the way up. And then I was told I won't be able to land because it was too windy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a real, like, your first couple of times, I imagine it'll be as a pretty big mess around when you're, like, pedaling instead of, no, I guess he would have took a written test and all that stuff. Prepared for it. Okay, never mind. He's just a phenom. Two phenoms now.
No, I don't know if we have any photos still. Hey, you probably didn't load photos.
Well, don't throw it at him after.
Don't worry about that. We showed some of the photos on the show last week.
They were hilarious.
And yeah, like some cool photos of us, and then we do have a video of landing.
You look like you guys were on the cutest date in the history of man.
Yeah,
those pictures.
That's how it felt.
So happy.
It is my dream one day to do a viewing room up in the air.
I would love that.
Just like a 10,000-foot viewing room would just be incredible.
Yep.
Um,
And totally have it nothing to do with an airplane movie either. No airplane movie.
yeah, it'd be
Act
hilarious.
like it's not even a big
like
deal.
we,
Act like it's
we
normal.
review the movie Cars or
There you
something.
go, yeah.
But we're in
That's
an
it.
airplane.
Yeah.
yeah, like the Meg. We're 10,000 feet in the air.
All
Okay,
right,
yeah,
pull
we can
them up
put
again. Here
up
we
some
go.
photos. And, yeah.
Take a trip down. See, look at how happy you
Aw,
are,
let's see.
dude.
There we go. I
That's
think
a happy boy.
we're probably around Pike Lake or somewhere around there. I think in that
Nice.
photo. Hey, yeah.
Just out for a little rip.
I think that's coming back.
Beautiful
Kind of. I think
horizon.
on the right side is kind of around Dundurn. I'm imagining, if I remember that. Yeah, Dundurn to the right.
There you are. I can see my
Yeah.
old house from here. You can see Network Ryan's house over there.
Yeah, somewhere around there. yeah, if you look real closely,
Beautiful.
you can actually see Network
See
Ryan
him
in his
suntanning
orange hair.
buck out on his balcony,
Yeah.
waving at you.
We're coming back there. I guess this would probably have been about 9:30. But yeah, just taking some
Like,
photos.
how nice
So-
is that? Eh? That's like a postcard right there.
Yeah, it's awesome. But I don't know. I wish my camera was better. You can actually see my phone reflection. I didn't even notice it.
Oh yeah, right in the top, the
Like an-
giant phone.
Like an anonymous
like a-
Death Star.
It looks
in
like
the
it.
background.
That's
Yeah.
no moon. That's what's that? A Galaxy 12?
iPhone 11, but real close.
So close. I can't even believe those are actual names of things.
Aw. Oh, see, that's a great
See,
photo.
Did you get all nice for him? Did you shave and like do your hair? You look fresh in that picture.
I don't, see,
There,
oh,
that's the
that's
Pookie
a
what
good
I'm
one.
talking about.
Just
Putting
going-
that one on your guys' wedding invitation.
Just going up and sitting front seat makes you want to smoke like a cigar. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it, but like, it just felt like one of those things where like the perfect time to just like light up. But apparently that's not allowed anymore. So,
Yeah, flying stopped being cool when they stopped letting you smoke.
well,
Hey, here's a question for you. Why do they still have the no smoking signs on planes? Anyone ever solve that riddle?
yeah, people like smoke in the bathrooms, and I've seen videos of people lighting up cigarettes like online, and then like flight
hell's
attendants
wrong with
rushing over, and then they get like fines and stuff like that, and it's like, yeah.
What kind of human being still doesn't know you can't do that?
Well, I saw a video, and it was a guy who just woke up from a nap, and he just lit up and started smoking,
Nice.
and he wasn't like fully awake even, like just forced a habit,
Hey, just having his morning smoke.
and he was like asleep while smoking, and a flight attendant like shook him awake, and then he saw he was smoking, and he
Oh
like,
my
put it up,
God, what have I done?
and they still fined him, and like it was like, obviously it's not allowed, so I get why they fined him, right? But
Dude,
like, yeah, it was
like,
a big thing.
Who's even bringing cigarettes onto a plane? Just bring chew like a normal person, bro. Chew it
Yeah,
off.
I don't know, but I have to thank LB because
He's so
one of the
sweet.
best times I've had in a long time, and what a gift it was to be able to just come back safely is one of them.
Yeah,
but
make it back alive.
but to go up there and spend like an hour and
So
talk and hang out and just get to learn so many things about something he's passionate about and get to experience something that I care for a lot and something that has interested me over the years is just like, yeah, it's incredible for him to be able to share his passions with us. And yeah, it's such a gift. So thanks, buddy. It meant a lot. Oh, he has one more video.
One more video.
Is that landing? We have landing. Okay, let's look at the landing.
What speed are we coming in here at there, LB? Okay,
75.
perfect. Yeah, because we all know what a knot is.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, that's easy now. Man, look at that. Look at that propeller just stop, hey? Just floating in now. Big bounce. Give me a big bounce.
Look at that. I got the shadow of the
That's so
plane.
sick,
That's like some
dude.
Indiana Jones
That's
type
it.
stuff right there. Well,
Beautiful.
yeah.
Touchdown in the land of Saskatoon.
Very smooth landing. It was great.
Single drop of rain.
So I've only had about 2 flights in small planes like this. But my last experience on that, my very first one, was on a grass runway.
Of course.
So I have to say, you feel stuff a little bit more in the small planes, I'd say. But
That was smooth.
but
Smooth landing.
from going to small plane grass runway where you're bouncing on the runway and like shimmying side to side.
Oh, yeah.
That was, dare I say, almost terrifying. But this was so smooth and so good. And Adam's obviously like fantastic at what he does. And yeah, I don't know. It was just such a gift.
I'm just so grateful that we have both of you guys as a huge part of this family. And not only that, we can promote stuff like this. You know what I mean? You're not going to see people promote the fact that we got a dude that's flying around. It's super cool. Like, you know, we have a platform to show you all the cool stuff that we're doing around here. And a lot of the other places out there, they don't like to promote us. And I mean us as in us, you know, you or I or him, people doing really cool stuff that, dare I say, bigger conglomerates don't care about. And it's nice to be able to say, look how cool LB is. He's a pilot. Look how cool this guy is. And then you to say, you know what, I'm just very grateful that we're in a position where we can promote all the cool stuff we're doing.
Well, and as I say, I had full confidence in him. That didn't stop me from texting Phenom saying, like, listen, it's going to be on you to train the next guys if we don't make it back. Okay, I apologize. But but yes, otherwise I did have full confidence. And it was just a fantastic experience, and I wouldn't trade it for anything else because it was just such a good time.
From the viewing room, co-host extraordinaire LB, along with this man right here, the Dragon. Thank you so much, boys. Ghostbusters still out. New episode next Tuesday. What do we got coming down the pipe?
We're going to be watching The Shining.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's going to be our episode for November 5th. So
no, thank you.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. We talked about, that was a long episode. We have about an hour and a half to give to you guys. So
it's very exciting. Yeah. Thank you again, brother. Always appreciate it. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
There you go. Another previously recorded segment. I always think it's a great day when you get to talk to both hosts of the viewing room. So thank you again to Dragon for that. I didn't frame it in quite now. Maybe I should have had you sitting here. Ladies and gentlemen, our final two guests of the day. Give it up for Network Ryan and Emily May. Woo! All right, that's pretty good. I got controls here.
In case my microphone is muted.
You look like Captain Falcon there. Whenever you pick him, he just goes.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. What's it? Dragon Punch? Not Dragon Punch.
Super Smash Bros.
No, what's his
Falcon Punch.
Thank you.
Captain Falcon does the
Falcon Punch.
Yeah.
There you go. So, Network Ryan, we don't really care about you. Emily May, how you doing, bro?
Great. Have no idea what you guys are talking about, but really intrigued.
Super Smash Bros.
She's not a nerd, remember?
Not yet.
Oh, yeah.
It'll happen. That's sort of what happens around here. Yeah.
Insert the Jack Nicholson meme face where he's like nodding and looking at the camera.
That's it. Memes. I don't know what
he doesn't know memes. Yeah.
No.
I used to think I did, and then now people use it as like a verb and an adjective. Like it's everything. Like a meme can be it's just as versatile as saying shit. I have no clue what it is anymore.
Yes, the old shit meme.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
There it is.
That's a meme.
Two birds stoned at once. Nailing it. Halloween has come and gone for another year. We still have a little bit of remnants around here from the spooktacular that went down yesterday. Again, all the love to Hardcore for putting that party together. It was some fun trivia. We had a lot of cool stuff go down. Recap of the big Halloween evening. Around here, I didn't have any kids come through, but it's also because I was in the shop working for a lot of the time. And I told Don, too, because my neighbor, like both of them, Darcy over here, Don over here, incredible neighbors. Don had the whole walk-up, so we had like a whole bunch of decorations going into the backyard, and then he had like a little walk-around for the kids to go through, too. Like it was really awesome setup. So I told Don, I said, Don, just make sure you get all the kids that come by our house and see that there's no one in here because I'll be working, and you just take them. He's like, no problem, Gary, I got them. So I haven't got to talk to him yet to see how many kids actually came through, but he had such an awesome setup. As far as your place out at the old rancho on the prairies there, what kind of kids came rolling through?
If we were thinking, I would have sent the video that I showed Emily May earlier.
Oh, there was a video?
Because my neighbor does a whole haunted garage too.
That's spooky.
And every time we go through, I film my son, and each year he's older and older and older. But
Hold on, does he freak out?
He used to. And one year I pretended one of like the dead things grabbed me and he had to save me. Oh. And
nightmares.
Now...
What a horrible dad.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you. I was thinking the same thing.
That is
Look at him, just so proud.
Well, no,
I saw the
gives him
tears.
a chance
They
to
were
be
great.
brave and be a leader. I'm teaching him life lessons.
Okay, yeah.
And now my neighbor, his name's Dave, because of course it is.
Hell yeah. Shout out to
Literally,
Dave.
all my neighbors are Dave's.
We love Dave.
Dave used to organize the spooky barn in Dundurn, but now that that's shut down, he got all the stuff. So as all of our neighborhood kids have gotten older, he's leveled up his prop game. So we do Halloween a little bit different. I'll give you the recap. We call it the spooky bus. And the moms kind of organize it.
Okay.
And
Go moms.
Yep. Go moms.
we live on an acreage like a development, right? There's 20 some houses in our
I got so excited I almost spit out exactly where it was. I gotta maintain myself.
2K loop or 2 kilometer loop ish.
Yep.
And we started at a house. Everybody's got like party shots, pudding jello shots, appetizers, hot dogs.
Kids are having the best time.
And the kids
that was for the parents.
Yeah, that's for the parents. The kids get all treat bags, right? Or like, acreage houses, full-size chocolate bars, cans of pop, that
It's like a big giant Sass crescent.
I suppose.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Do you guys get that reference? Yeah,
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
So if you don't get that reference, real quick, growing up right here in Avalon, all of us kids, we ripped down the Sass Crescent because there was the richest place in town. It's where all the mansions are. And boy, oh boy, the second that a word would come down the pipeline, the trick-or-treating pipeline about either full-size chocolate bars or full-size pops, we were there for full-size bag of chips, and they were always a Sass Crescent.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's what that is.
But we're on an acreage house, right?
Yes.
So we don't do like the full-size acre or full-size stuff. What I do with the one trick-or-treater that came that wasn't part of our neighborhood is I literally just dig in and just take just the biggest handfuls that I can fit, and that's what they get.
That's awesome.
So as much as I can fit is what they get.
That's a great deal.
So the spooky bus though,
Spooky Bus.
all the treat bags are made up. We walked over because our house is like on the starting route where everybody meets up, has a drink, eats some food. Then all the kids and me with my broken leg got on the bus and start to drive to the next house because each house is a couple acres away, right? And we hit up 20 houses or so like this, and it takes all evening, just like trick-or-treating. But the kids don't have to wear like jackets and ski pants underneath their Halloween costumes.
Got a nice warm bus.
Because they got a nice warm bus. They get off, they get their candy. The parents walk behind, almost like a pub crawl, because at each house there's appetizers or.
I'm sorry, did you just compare trick-or-treating to a pub crawl?
Well, have you ever been to like small town Saskatchewan? This is what it's like. We go
I'm
to
with you, by the way.
we go
I
to
know.
each house and get a
Times have
drink or
changed.
get a food or candy, and then the kids get on the bus, and then the parents close their garage, and then they join
the party.
the parade.
Yeah.
And we hit up about 20 houses, and by the end, oh man, let's go have a fire. Everybody's gooned, and it's dark, and my foot hurts, and there was Zambuca and Pink Whitney,
Ugh.
like bang bang, 2 houses in a row.
Yeah.
Apple cider with gin, pudding shots, tequila margarita shots.
This is all in your system?
Yeah, that's why I don't feel good
You
today.
were not joking. When he got in here today, he was so gung-ho to work, and then he also realized how hungover he was, so he said, F it, I'm just going to play Smash Bros.
Yes,
That's
I did.
That's how he came in,
And-
and he never does that, so we knew you were actually really hurting.
And I got one more piece of the recap.
Here we go.
So Rebecca, my
Beautiful,
wife,
amazing wife. Yes.
the mom in my household, Rebecca, bought these Halloween themed pizzas.
Ooh,
and
I like this.
the one was all mozzarella cheese with red peppers that looked like veins and with a big black pupil made out of black olives. It was an eyeball pizza. Yeah, it was an eyeball pizza. Great the night of.
How big
'Cause-
was it?
Well, it's full-size pizza.
Okay.
And it looks
It's not like
like
a personal pan. It's like a
yeah, it
piece.
looks like a giant eyeball.
Okay.
Great the night of. I love olives. Hung over me eating cold pizza that the first bite of the triangle, because it's all black olives, is like the color of this remote because it was just a bite of black olives. I'm choking it down.
I'm not an olive guy.
Frickin' sweat and alcohol, salt is just coming out of my skin as I'm eating pure salt. Like olives.
Dang. Bro.
That wasn't the best breakfast.
Hold on. How did Valor make out?
He did good. A whole tub full of candy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Any candy tax? Or, sorry, parent tax, I believe it's called?
There will be.
Okay.
There
I
will
was
be.
talking to one of our lawyers on our team here, the great Bobby Goodtimes, and we were doing some ISC stuff. And at the end of it, I asked him, so how did Jack go, his beautiful son Jack? I said, how'd the haul go? He said, well, I'll tell you, the dad tax was enormous this year because they just found out he can't eat dairy. So he's like rolling in the chocolate. I was like, dude, bring some of that tax over here. All right. He's like, yeah, I'll see what I can do.
Yep.
But that's
Yep.
definitely a thing going on. So
So-
good to hear from your side. Emily May.
Emily May had to
newest
work.
member of the team. You were working
What a
your other job.
loser.
And there's no kids there, just anti-kids.
Anti-kids.
That's
People that hate
all I'm
kids.
gonna say. It felt like it. It felt like
Did
it.
anybody dress up?
No. That was the one thing okay, can I tell a story then? Okay.
This is your time. Hold on. Everything, you now have the floor. Take us through your entire Halloween evening, young lady.
Okay.
And get a little bit mad about it because I can tell you're a little fired
I'm
up.
a little mad.
Okay.
So I get to work, right? And it's all black. The outfit that you have to wear is all black. So we were like, oh, this would be cool if we could have been like cats or something. And then we understood that, yeah, maybe being a server and being a cat, just, I don't know, weird, not great. So I was talking to my tables, because I'm a server. I was talking to my tables. I was like, oh, any of you dressing up tonight? And one of them, very interesting table. I'm still not sure how I felt about it.
I'm getting more excited.
It's going to be good.
But no, it's not. It's not even good. But
Don't say that.
it's good in my night. So I asked if any of them were dressing up. They were waiting for 2 more people, and they said, yeah, one of them will be. And I was like, oh, okay. So he gets there. He's not dressed up, but the guy is
He had
just,
no clothes on?
Oh, could you imagine? I'm dressed as a nudist, and no one will let me eat because of it.
They said don't dress up, so I wore nothing. Didn't even put clothes on. Sorry,
Luckily-
I totally
Maybe I should
interrupted
get
you.
back on track.
Luckily,
here.
that did not happen.
Okay, yeah, that's
People
fair.
were able to eat their food. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sanitation's important.
Yes. But basically, he came in. He wasn't dressed up. He was in normal clothes. His buddy was like, made a joke. And I just don't know how you respond to some of those jokes. It was he is dressed up as an old man, as a 65-year-old man. And I'm standing there at the
I drop
table,
those a lot.
dying laughing, obviously. But also, do I make the comments I want to say?
Was it a real laugh, though? Or was it like your server laugh?
It was my server laugh. Because tip. I don't want to say the wrong thing and I'll get tipped. So.
Yep.
Luckily, it was fine. He took it like a champ, but this guy was roasting him all night. So I set
being
that
old?
up. About being old.
Oh, come on.
All night. So I get off. I see some kids. It's like 10 p.m. I see kids wandering around still trick-or-treating, and I was a bit shocked by that. And then I asked some of my friends if they got any trick-or-treaters, and they all basically said no. But today, this is a most random tangent. Today, I go to Walmart. 11:59 I get there, okay? There's no candy left.
Come on.
I mean, there's the people fighting for the candy. I jumped in. I got my Kinder Buenos or whatever they are. I got my
dude.
Twizzlers.
Hell
and
yeah.
All for half off.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
$15 for 3 packs of candy.
KD said he got one of those big 17-foot skeletons half off.
Everything's half off.
Are you kidding? And it goes like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're literally fighting people in the grocery store.
You just
Walmart.
save it for next year.
Literally. You just add it to your kids' candy and take it for yourself.
You know what? The other thing you can do too, and this is what Rebecca does, and I don't know if it works all the time for Halloween stuff, but for Christmas stuff, she gets her Christmas stuff like in October or November. Like
Ooh, early bird.
I'm sure that Rebecca is already done shopping for Christmas.
Well, one thing I actually learned, because I interviewed someone about why stores do Christmas so early. Like Christmas was out in August, right?
Oh.
We hadn't even gone through Halloween. Apparently, it's for the people that like to go early and get all their secret knickknacks that will never be sold during the actual season.
Oh.
That's what I learned.
Method to the madness.
I like
Yes.
getting nicked and knacked. I'll tell you
So,
that.
What about
So
Patty
if-
Whacked?
Oh, definitely.
so she's going to the store and getting all that stuff.
She's
You have the
patty-whacking?
best stuff.
My wife is patty whacking somebody
Better
else.
not be.
And you have the best stuff in your house, I bet.
Of course.
Probably the most unique.
I wouldn't know. I don't get it except
But
for
again-
eyeball
and
pizza.
cheap in August.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're not complaining
No.
because this is awesome of your beautiful wife to do this.
Well,
To stay
yeah.
on
I'm
top of
complaining
that.
about it getting not knick-knacked and patty-whacked enough, or early enough, or often enough,
that. That's welcome to marriage. We
with
all know
enough
that's just the way it goes.
like vigor, amplitude. I need all those things. Not getting any of them.
dude, you are literally like that's a
like
lot of
the
demands,
camera.
right? Like that's a lot of things. You're high maintenance over there, bro.
Yep.
Jeez, what does she get?
Yeah.
I reciprocate in a fashion that is appropriate to how I receive.
Do
Rebecca,
you make
I'm
her
so
carry you around the house because of your foot?
sorry. Like Yoda?
Like, yeah, my wife, the Mandalorian. I'm just baby Yoda. I just like look and point at things and don't have any lines.
This is good.
Yeah.
So, are we sort of seeing the demise of trick or treating? That's what's starting to feel like a little bit here, guys.
Ooh, you know what? I think that trick or treating is treated like how city planners manage the ghetto, right? Like they're And just hear me out. Hear me out. There's a method to my madness,
to.
okay?
No politics, no religion. So this
No,
won't go that way.
No.
Make
This
sure.
this is like city planning is like, hey, let's put the resources where they need to be for managing the ghetto. Let's say.
We're talking about Halloween right now. Just to preface
Just
this.
hear me out.
And
just
he's not talking about Saskatoon specifically. He's saying cities as a whole.
Yeah, let's put the resources where they need to be, but let's try and squeeze the low income areas into the smallest kind of footprint possible so the rest of the city is good. I think that's how trick-or-treating is happening. You were just talking about, hey, we got wind of full chocolate bars on this
man.
street.
It was
Everybody
crazy.
go to this street all the time. Only go to the big houses like Sask Crescent, like University Drive. I've driven down University Drive on Halloween night, man. It's like freaking pray to kids, man. Right?
Yeah, but when you look at the other side of that, we would be amongst thousands of kids in Avalon. Like it's just a tornado of kids everywhere running. And another thing is if your house was dark and there was no decorations, no one cared. We still went to your house.
Oh,
Every
yeah,
single
you
house
try.
got dinged on.
You try.
Now, like,
Did you egg any houses ever?
I didn't. I always felt so bad. I was with people.
You're
that did.
saying that because your dad's watching.
No, seriously. My dad knows I'm a huge wuss. I was a huge wuss my entire life. I was always so scared. My dad taught me very early the importance of being aware, the importance of understanding the situations that you're putting yourself in. So I would purposely make sure that I wasn't a part of these things when they would start to roll. When people say, "Oh, do you want to be awesome? Let's go egg a house." I'd be like, "Oh, I'm going to go this way."
Throw some toilet paper in that tree.
I did do the flaming bag of poop once,
Oh yeah.
and that was horrible.
Did you feel guilty after?
Not
Guaranteed.
only that, it just was so poorly executed.
Oh no.
Like everything was.
This sounds like a-
we
this sounds like a
talked
story.
about it yesterday.
Yeah.
I won't get back
Yeah,
into it, but the idea was like, yeah, you get the poop. So we got the frozen poop from my little dog Snuffy, the Shih Tzu, and so it's just a tiny little poop in this big garbage or big paper bag. Got
You're
to the
throwing
house,
it like a frickin'
trying to light
slingshot
it,
like
and it
David
wouldn't-
and Goliath.
It wouldn't go up, and then it had all this stuff, and then by the time it did go up, the guy came door, and then everyone ran, and it was like just
Oh
horrible.
yeah.
So there was no moment of like actual stepping into said poop, which the whole point of the joke is to have that happen.
I think that people know that you don't stamp it out at this point, right?
Don't
Like
put it out with your boots, Ted.
everybody's seen Billy Madison, right?
That's it.
Well, Emily May probably hasn't, but
Don't even say that to me.
Nice.
You didn't. You couldn't even say that to my face because you knew.
Look at her. She's
have
Yeah.
have you seen it?
Yes.
Okay.
Fired her up.
Okay.
She's
They
fired
should do a
up.
viewing room on Billy Madison. I'm still waiting for my invite on Lord of the
Oh,
Rings.
Happy Gilmore. I was gonna say they did. They did Happy Gilmore.
There's a second Happy Gilmore coming out.
I heard
So
this.
they'll have to do that as well.
There you go.
I don't know if I'm excited or not.
You know what? Not my favorite Adam Sandler movie.
See, that's just stupid to say, and we won't fault you for that.
That's okay.
I'm
No,
more
I'm
worried
gonna
about,
fault him for that. You're saying too many wrong things right
She's
now.
been on my case all day.
Digging
Hey,
it.
what
I'm
the
really-
hell?
I'm really
What did I
liking where
do?
she's coming from here.
What did I
But
do?
this sequels as a whole, and it sounds like they're
Oh, I
doing it
wanted to
right.
talk-
They're
I
bringing,
wanted
they're
to
bringing
talk
back
about
all the people.
all the
like,
same
it should be
people,
good.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah. If
I'm
they're
hoping.
doing it right, yeah.
I just
yeah,
get
yeah.
worried about
I wanted to talk about your dad and your journey of emotional intelligence some more.
Oh, just being aware. Like my dad would always say, whenever I would blame something on someone else, he'd say, "Well, why didn't you think of that? Why weren't you prepared for that?" Like if it was out of my hands, Dad, I was with the boys and we were going to this place and this is what they were planning to do. Well, why'd you put yourself in that situation? You know, and it was a little like obviously you didn't mean it to be like that legit,
Yeah,
but to
not a
put my-
condescending way.
to put my mind into the situation to prepare myself so I'm not in those situations. How to be aware to stay out of trouble. And
He's
it's been
given you
such
the
a good thing.
framework of how to set yourself up for success. Look at that,
Exactly.
eh?
and
It
not be a
paid-
follower of what everyone else
Ooh,
is
a leader
doing.
of men,
Don't
Gary
jump
Nichol.
off the bridge. Well, no, it's and it really served me well in my radio career because so many times you're you're out and about with the public.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people can get carried away with stuff. Say there's a bunch of fans and they're doing, they're smoking doobies or they're doing something like this. I've always been very, very self-aware that people are always watching. And as a person who was out in the public so often, it got to the point where my friends would say, like, you never say anything controversial or you never say anything this or that at all when you're out. Like, what's the deal with that? And I'd always say, well, because I don't want anyone to be walking by and say, oh, I heard that guy on the radio say this.
Yeah.
You know, so you always have your wall up. And my dad taught me that. So I never put myself in those situations where me just being me could turn into trouble.
Yeah. Yeah,
This
and
is such a weird tangent to be on. I don't know why we went
no,
down
well, this is the
road,
kind we always talk about this kind of stuff when I come on.
I
It's,
guess,
it's
yeah, you
setting
like to dig
yourself up
deep.
for success. It's emotional intelligence. It's being professional, right? And a lot of the times, the things that can get you into trouble are things that you ought not to be doing anyways.
Yeah.
Right. Especially in public.
And to
maybe
learn
some
that.
knick-knacking and paddywhacking behind closed doors, like that's okay. But to be knick-knacked in public, ooh, not so good.
Like-
especially on Halloween night.
Make no mistake, I've made all the mistakes. I've screwed up more times than anyone ever should in my life, but I've been lucky enough where it's, it's on me and it stays with me. So just to be able to, have the out there Gary and then have this Gary be two different things, which is very good. But
Yeah,
it's
the
also
curtain jerking, full frontal Gary.
messes with your brain a lot. Like people always say, well, why would you be in this business where you're supposed to be all about yourself and then not be all about yourself? It's like, well, because the only thing I can do is talk. That's what I've learned over the years.
That's what I've learned
Spit
about
as
you
I
too.
Talk and talk, yeah. Can't do much else. So this has to be my meal ticket. It's just how do we go about making it work for everybody? And I feel like we finally found the sweet spot here. So I'm very, very thankful for that.
There you go. I had a question for Emily May now, and
Prove it.
You made me forget it. It was
That's a sassy face.
egging houses, toilet papering houses, like doing tricks on Halloween. You ever done any?
Ooh.
Tricks on Halloween.
She can claim the
We
fifth, too.
Nicky Nine Doored a lot.
For that game has multiple names, though, right? Like that's
Knock,
when you
knock,
knock and
ginger?
then you run away.
Yeah.
yeah.
What did you guys call it then?
Also that
Knock, knock, ginger.
knock
Knock, knock,
ginger.
ginger?
Yeah.
Ding
Ding
dong
dong
ditch.
ditch,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Ding dong ditch.
Dong. Really?
Yeah.
But other than that, I think no. I think I was with people that maybe like in grade 6. But like
Guilty by
I
association.
ran away.
Hmm.
And because I was scared. I don't know. Like you, I didn't like that stuff because I didn't want my mom to find out because
Yeah.
she would have been very
You know what that
angry
means?
at me.
That means we have very good parents.
Exactly.
That teach us that there are repercussions for your action.
Oh man, hey, I
Don't
got.
get me started.
I was thinking of a time I got my hand slammed in a door on Halloween,
Nice.
and I was gonna pick up this big raked leaf bags, like you know how they come in pumpkin shapes,
Oh, yeah.
and this house that slammed my hand in the door, they had like the long skinny bags for spider legs, and then they had the big body
Yeah,
spider
big
body. So
old
they had this
spider.
big spider on their lawn, and I'm like, oh man, I should go and kick that in my hand.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. But then my friend did it anyways, and then we all had to run away. I was like, you idiot,
Okay, wait. They put your hand. They got your hand in the door.
Well,
Whose fault was this?
Yeah, you're blaming them right now.
No. I got my hand slammed in a door.
How old were you?
Who slammed the door?
I'm getting there.
Pepper more.
Speed it up.
I was in grade 6,
Okay.
or 7 or 8-ish.
It's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's say 7 on average.
Meet in the middle.
I got my candies, and then my friends came, and I went back to the same house. And I knew these people,
Penalty
so I
number
thought
one.
maybe they would give me candy again because I know them, and they didn't. So I reached in and took one, and then they slammed the door on my hand. And it wasn't like the parents; it was the kids who lived there.
Right.
So they were having this extreme reaction, as kids often do, to
Don't you steal our
a
candy.
kid being a jackass.
Yeah.
So I got my hand slammed in the door.
So you got some consequences for
I
your
did,
actions.
but what's funny is because my hand was in the way of the door closing, the mom came because she heard me go, ah! 'Cause they
Yeah.
were like holding my hand in there. And then those kids got in trouble too. And then they opened the door. I grabbed the candy anyways, and then I ran.
How is your hand even working after? Oh, okay.
It's fine. On Halloween, your hands, they
So
it's fine.
because of that, you guys decided to trash their hard-working
hey,
spider.
I
leaf spider.
took the high road, and my friend Tyson kicked the spider.
Wow, way to just throw Tyson under the bus. Tyson,
we're
if you're
so
out there
sorry.
listening,
Yes, thank you.
Hey man,
he is the devil. That is so rude.
Yeah.
You cannot just throw your friend under the bus when he's not
It's
even in
fine.
the conversation.
It's fine. He would do the same to me. Same Tyson. One time, we were at this party.
Oh boy.
We were at this high school party. One of the big ones, where everybody shows up.
Were you
by
in high
accident.
school as well?
Yes, very important. I was
Good
in high school. I
question
was
to ask,
not an
yes.
adult.
Okay.
I'm at this high school party, and my dad was a firefighter.
Hey, shout out to the firefighter.
Yeah, so he knows all the police officers. And consequently, I know lots of the firefighters and police officers from staff parties or parades where like the police and the firefighters do like a charity booth or whatever they do, right? Okay, so
Charity booth.
I'm at this party, and I had just gotten my arm burned by somebody's cigarette. This is parties in Prince Albert, remember? And I'm standing in the middle of the yard going pee, and it's dark.
In the middle of the yard?
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, it was right in the middle of the yard.
Yeah, no, all good. I'm not judging.
And the cops roll up while I'm mid-pee, and you can't just like clothespin it off and run.
Yeah.
But they roll up, and I'm right in the yard, right in the lights, and they say, "Hey, is that Cal's son?" I'm like,
Uh-oh.
"Yeah." I just wave, like look back like this. Yeah. And they were like, "Hey, you kids, all get over here. We got to get all your names." And I'm like, oh, zip it up, run. I'm holding it. I have to finish peeing over in the bush. So then we're walking down this road and we're going up this hill. And it's me and my stupid friend Tyson again and two other friends. And we say, okay, if these lights coming over the hill, if this is the cops, okay, me and Tyson, we're going to go this way. And you two guys, I won't throw them under the bus, go that way. Okay, good plan, right? Me and you go left, you guys go right.
Yeah.
Perfect. Cops.
Both ways or just your way?
Just coming
So you
coming
still have
at us
options?
over the hill.
Yeah.
And I turn to go left, and Tyson, who's taller than me, turns to go right, and I run my nose directly into his sternum.
Ugh.
And I just start whacking him with these cops that freaking are laughing at us. So we run into the bush, and I'm like, I do like track and field and stuff, so I'm running faster than Tyson, and I hurtle over this fallen down tree. Like, this is the forest. And the cops got their big freaking lights shining in there. And Tyson tries to hurdle this fallen over tree. And he freaking, like, his pants get caught on it, like on a stick that's poking up. And his pants get, like, wrapped like this around the
Locked
tree
down.
stick, like locked in
down.
there. And he gets stuck and he gets flipped upside down and he's hanging there by his pants and his feet are kicking a fast like this in the air and he's like, stop. Right? And I'm like, Tyson, shut up. And he won't.
Like a cartoon.
And he's like, man, they're going to get me. You got to get me out of here. And I'm like, shut up. I start hitting him again. And the cops are shining their lights and they're looking. And I'm like, Tyson, shut up. He's hanging there. They get back in their car and they drove away. Right? And we're like, we're home free. And Tyson is so freaking stuck on this huge tree that's fallen over, we have to take his pants off.
Hell yeah.
In the middle of the bush.
Now we're
Take his
talking.
pants off to like get him to fall out onto his head on the ground. And then he's got ripped pants and we walk home and my other two friends are waiting. They're like, what was the issue? I was like, yeah, Tyson almost broke my nose. Then he got stuck in a tree.
And obviously the cops told your parents about this. Because
No.
they're all buddies. No?
No,
Didn't get out? They didn't. They
it's
might not have known it was
remarkable
you.
how my parents didn't hear more stuff.
Interesting. They probably did.
Do
they
you
just
think
didn't
they
tell you.
did?
Yeah.
And just didn't
That's
bring it up to
Maybe.
you?
Did you ever get brought home by the cops? Like, did you ever get brought home
nope.
by the cops?
Uh,
You did?
No, not yet. Well, yeah, but not in a bad way. Just in a way of
A fun one.
yeah,
Yeah.
a fun
I
way.
actually had a fun one too.
Yeah.
You had a fun one?
I had a really fun one. Here, hold on. Let's go ahead and get Frankie going here so we can get out on time
Man.
so you guys can get back to work on the other stuff we're doing around
Where
here.
was I?
So
Where was I
was
on the fun cop rides?
This is real quick.
Because you were
real
friends
easy.
with them all.
No, there was no fun ones for your good friend Ryan.
LB, Frankie, are we going? I don't have it. I got nothing coming through. Yes. Oh, well, okay.
All right.
Well, just let me know when we're close. So I was drinking all night at a buddy's place. Passed out around 2:30.
Yeah, as you
Got
do.
up around 6:30, hopped in my car, drove home,
Yeah.
and got pulled over on 8th Street. And they said I was like a couple K over the speed limit or whatever. So yeah, no problem. They said, do you mind breathalyzing? And not at all. I told them I was passed out at my buddy's place. We were drinking all night, and I'm just heading home. And then I blew like dead on the .08 or whatever it was.
Oh.
And they're like, Mr. Nickel, for being honest with us, we really appreciate it. We'll take your car and we'll give you a ride home. So they took the car and parked it and gave me a ride home, and I thanked them for being so kind.
That must have been years ago if that's how that was handled.
This is what I'm saying. It was
Yeah.
a long time
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
So it was very cool of them to do that, and I was very grateful because I did the right thing. It's just unfortunately I didn't
Yeah.
wait long enough. So
Yeah.
they were all good about it. So it was a nice ride home.
Yeah. I think mine, we were just at a high school party. They showed up and they're like, is everyone safe? Is everyone okay? And we went, my mom's not calling me back. And they're like, look, you live 10 minutes down the street. We'll drive you. We're going that way anyway. So I got dropped off by the cops. And then they were like, why are the cops in the driveway? I was like, oh, they just gave us a ride home. So I think that one's a fun one too.
Very well done. All right, you guys. Thank you to everyone throughout the week. I wish I could remember everyone. I always forget all the people, but we had Fabian Minima, Unplugged Open Mic Night over at 3 Hall Public House. Go check it out, as it's always an awesome time. To everybody who came through here, I'm not going to even try you two guys, the other guys, those guys, everyone else, the whole family. We appreciate and love every single one of you. As I'm looking, perfect. So
Thanks to the cops for not telling parents.
that's the one.
Yeah.
Love the cops. And remember, be very, very kind. All right, we want to get back to a world where everything's nice and everyone's happy and smiling and not angry at everything. So to do that, you got to do good things. So remember, karma is very real. Be kind to each other. Do good things, and they'll start happening to you. We're going to get back to work in here, I think, and start doing some other cool stuff. So have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you on Monday. Go Riders! Big game. Woo!